Okay, so this is my learning plan. The way I laid this out was that I put one NELP standard on each slide, and then I am giving a rough overview of um, how I'm going to fulfill the expectations of that standard. So standard one is the mission, vision, and improvement standard. So I'm on the school improvement team, and I'm going to work alongside the MyKIP chairpersons and other administrators to update all of our documents pertaining to Title I requirements and funding. So my first goal is to look at our targeted and school-wide program requirements, all of the documents, evaluate the policies, procedures, and strategies that we're currently using to fulfill the requirements, and then of course identify any missing components and areas that need improvement. My second goal is going to be to update the school-wide parent and family engagement plan. I'm going to evaluate the policy, and we're going to again look at how that's being fulfilled and then determine what activities, practices, and programs need to be revised, added, or removed to meet the new updated requirements. Standard 2, ethics and professional norms. Our school handbook currently has what's called a progressive discipline policy in it. And what that says is that for every suspension, you are suspended the number of days, as it occurs. So the first suspension would be 1 day, the second suspension would be 2 days, third suspension 3 days, and so on. This policy does not meet our school vision, and it certainly does not meet the Michigan comp law requirements for suspension and expulsion. So my first goal is to revise and update the discipline procedures and documents to ensure that there's an equitable and fair approach. I'll make sure that the current state laws are updated within the policy, and I'm going to look at this with an ethics of justice and care, and the idea is to help nurture students toward reflection and growth rather than just punishment. Goal number 2, revise and update the discipline policy as it pertains to students with disabilities. We certainly have to make sure we are following the 7 factors requirement, and then of course with students with disabilities, at what point do we assess a student with an MDR and kind of see what is driving the behavior. So I will look to update that as well. Standard 3, equity, inclusiveness, and cultural responsiveness. I'm going to study the socioeconomic data among school-age children. I want to identify any correlations between current teaching practices, assumption, and trends that are associated with students from low socioeconomic backgrounds. So my first goal is to look for correlations between socioeconomic status and assessment data. My second goal is to present and provide my staff with research data and instructional strategies to help support equitable learning for all students across various socioeconomic backgrounds. The research done by Dr. E.D. Hirsch and his cultural literacy project are going to be the background of the research I use to fulfill the second goal of this standard. Standard 4, learning and instruction. I want to evaluate how teachers are using our free and paid online resources. I'm looking to promote some coherence among staff. I'm seeking to know what resources teachers are using. If we're paying for resources, why are you not using it? What is beneficial about the resources you are using? Is there something we can do to better appropriate the technology? Is there technology or online resources we're lacking that would help meet the needs of students and possibly promote intellectually challenging opportunities? So my first goal is to just kind of observe how teachers are using the instructional resources and identify if it's effective, are there any obstacles in the way. I'll collect data, analyze the results, and of course come up with some recommendations. And then my second goal here is to, through interviews, conversations, and surveys, I want to collect school data and, kind of provide some professional development that teachers are interested in, and kind of go that route. I'll collect and survey data and discussion notes from teachers, evaluate the findings, and then I'll develop a plan, articulate the data, and identify like the programs and strategies that we might be able to present to the staff that meets their desires and their needs. Standard 5, community and external leadership. I am going to serve on multiple school leadership teams in varying capacities. My first goal is to collaborate with stakeholders to improve community and parent engagement. So I will attend all committee meetings. I'm already chairing several committees: Veterans Day, Supper with Santa, parent and family engagement opportunities, and so on. And then my second goal is to work with stakeholders throughout the school district and the community to advocate for school and community needs. I am part of the district strategic planning committee, and so our job is to advocate and participate in developing the portrait of what a graduate should look like as they leave our district. Facilities upgrades, cell phone usage, attendance, college and career planning, internship offerings, and alternative learning opportunities. We meet monthly with community members, staff members, students, and board education to determine the future path of the district and kind of get a pulse of the climate within the community and within the school building itself and within the district. Standard 6, operations and management. So we have some funding available for playground equipment. So my first goal is to determine the maximum budget we have, find out where the funding is coming from and what requirements must be met to purchase the equipment. And so once I am able to determine our max budget, I'm going to work within that budget. This is goal number 2, to determine the best equipment to purchase that satisfies the needs of the school community. I'm going to seek opinions, wants, and needs from everybody involved, look for some commonalities, and then determine which equipment meets the needs, legalities, and budgetary restraints of the school community. And finally, standard number 7, building professional capacity. Participate in a leadership development program designed to give teachers skills, insight, and resources needed to pursue a career in admin. This program is actually pretty neat. It's facilitated by the Regional Education Center. The Director of Admin Services runs it, the Director of Educational Services, the Director of Legal Services, and the Director of Special Education are also all involved. So just a really great opportunity to work with other professionals and to expand my network and make those connections. And then my second goal here is just to experience the daily decision-making opportunities and challenges that come with administrative jobs. I'll participate in interviews, conferences, data meetings. I'll spend a lot of my lunch and prep time with administrators, and I will just look to pick up the opportunities where I can and experience the job in real time. That is my learning plan. I hope that was helpful.